Good afternoon, I'm Rob Boskamp, and you're listening to South Texas Midday. A decision on the future of the Fannin Monument is on hold after a public hearing and county meeting set for next week were canceled. An update on the Goliad County website stated that the Commissioner's Court meeting for this Tuesday was called off due to a lack of agenda items. The public hearing, which was to address the monument's future, was delayed at the request of involved parties. The county said the hearing will be rescheduled at a later date, though no new date has been announced. The Fannin Monument commemorates Colonel James Fannin and his men who were killed during the Texas Revolution. It has become a topic of public debate in recent weeks. Residents on both sides of the issue are expected to share their opinions when the hearing is rescheduled. At a town hall last month after the county commissioner's regular meeting, Texas Historical Commission Executive Director Joseph Bell presented proposed plans for the monument if ownership is transferred to the THC. Yesterday, the Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission approved more than $6.8 million in grants funding 24 trail construction and maintenance projects across the state. The National Recreational Trails Fund supports recreational trail construction, renovation, and acquisition through grants funded from a portion of the federal gas tax generated by fuel purchases for off-highway vehicles. The city of Beeville in B County received $300,000 for trail upgrades in community parks. Improvements include the renovation of 2.6 miles of existing asphalt gravel trails to 10-foot wide asphalt trails across 5 sites. In Nueces County, the city of Port Aransas received $241,000 to improve connectivity and accessibility in the Port Aransas trail system. And in Victoria County, the city of Victoria received $250,000 for improvements to the Ted B. Reed multi-use recreational trail. In state news, the Texas House has voted to enact a complete ban on consumable hemp-based products containing THC. Houston Public Media's Andrew Schneider says the measure, Senate Bill 3, is now all but certain to become law.
Republican lawmakers argue products with THC are being marketed to children and endangering public health. But Democrat Representative Jolanda Jones says the state is threatening a lifeline to veterans, many of whom rely on the products as an alternative to opioids to manage PTSD and chronic pain.
My father and my uncle were both Marines. They both served this country. They came home different and both died by suicide. PTSD killed them. The system failed them.
The Texas House voted Thursday evening to pass a complete ban on THC sales. Following a vote by the Senate, the bill is expected to go to Governor Greg Abbott for his signature. I'm Andrew Schneider in Houston.
A federal judge has blocked the Trump administration's efforts to close the education department and fire hundreds of employees. Trump issued the executive order in March, which led to the closure of several regional offices for civil rights hubs, including the one in Dallas. Its chief regional attorney, Terry Gonzalez, says she feels vindicated by the ruling. She says she can't wait to get back to work serving students and their families.
There was absolutely nothing that we've been able to do in the interim. All communication with external parties was cut off.
She says she still feels cautious. The Trump administration is expected to appeal. A bill to allow for periods of prayer or Bible readings in public and charter schools has cleared one of its last hurdles to becoming law. Houston Public Media says the bill passed its second reading in the Texas House, and the final reading could come today.
Republican Representative David Spiller sponsored Senate Bill 11 in the House.
If school districts decide or charter school governments decide not to do this, they don't have to. But if they do, then school teachers, employees can choose to participate, but they don't have to. If children want to participate and their parents allow and consent for them to do that, they can do that, but they don't have to.
Democratic Representative James Tallarico opposed the bill.
When we allow teachers and principals, those in positions of power, to impose their religion on other people, especially children, we are undermining the freedom of religion that made this state and this country great.
If the bill passes its final reading, its next step would be to go to Governor Greg Abbott for signature. I'm Andrew Schneider in Houston.
Everhart Road between Staples Street and Alameda Street is now open to traffic once again, but additional work in the area continues with a traffic shift on Everhart Road to McArdle Road. The northbound lanes at the intersection will be closed beginning today. Two-way traffic will be rerouted to the southbound lanes of Everhart Road between McArdle Road and Burney Drive. Eastbound access to McArdle Road and Bernie Drive will be closed at Everhart Road, and left turns onto McArdle Road from Everhart will remain prohibited. This will be in effect through July. The street reconstruction project began in 2023 and is part of voter-approved Bond 2020. The total project, worth about $30 million, is expected to be completed by the end of 2025. 23 cadets from the Corpus Christi Fire Department's 46 Fire Academy will receive their official firefighter paramedic badge during a graduation ceremony at 3 p.m. today at Texas A&M Corpus Christi Performing Arts Center. The ceremony will be available to watch on the City of Corpus Christi's Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram channels. More than 30 students from the Hart Research Institute at Texas A&M Corpus Christi gathered downtown for a cutting-edge marine drone demonstration on Thursday, an event aimed at shaping the next generation of experts in coastal and marine science. Hosted by the National Spill Control School, the event provided an opportunity for students to engage in hands-on research, interact with leading scientists, and explore real-world solutions to some of the ocean's most pressing challenges, including oil spills and emergency response protocols. The immersive experience included live demonstrations of drone technology and practical training that could prove vital in disaster response scenarios. Generations of Texans have crossed the border to enjoy their favorite restaurant and bar. In Matamoros, bordering Brownsville, it was the Drive-In. In Nuevo Laredo, the famous Cadillac Bar. And on the other side of the river from Del Rio in Ciudad Acuña, Mrs. Crosby's attracted a crowd. All of these iconic places are now closed, but one historic border bar is still standing. KTEP's Angela Kacherga takes us to the Kentucky Club in Juarez.
The Kentucky Club is a short stroll from a downtown bridge connecting El Paso and Juarez. Proximity is a plus, but this bar has staying power. It's a must-stop, says Juarez resident Rafael Hernandez.
We are very delighted to have visitors from Dallas, so we want to show them the place.
Hernandez and his wife brought their Dallas friends Stephanie Brancher and Scott Bernardi to the Kentucky Club.
Beautiful place. Gorgeous place. Yeah. Yes. Oh, excited to be here.
They invented the margarita, right? So we had to try it.
As he mixes a margarita, bartender Teodoro Morales says the bar's signature drink was created at the request of a customer in 1942. Back then, it was not considered ladylike to drink straight tequila.
So that's why the husband wanted the bartender to make his wife a special drink. He gave it to the lady. The lady had a sip, and she said, "Oh, it's wonderful. What's the name of it?" And then the bartender asked her, "What's your name?" "Margarita."
While it's hard to know for sure if the first margarita was invented here, the origin of historic border bars in Mexico is clear.
It all goes back to prohibition.
Rich Wright is in El Paso and who gives walking tours of Juarez that include the iconic bar.
The Kentucky Club has soul. You go into the Kentucky Club and you can sense all the drinks that have been spilled on the bar. You can sense that history. It's there.
Since it opened in 1920, generations from both sides of the border, including a few movie stars, have enjoyed drinks at the dark, wood, ornately carved bar. Juarez native Alejandro Acosta says tradition and the service is why he's been coming here for 25 years.
Yo creo que la tradición más que todo, ¿verdad? Y la atención.
Marina Streep is a new customer from El Paso.
And I love it. I love the food, I love the people, I love the music.
But this bar, like many others in Mexican border cities, has struggled. After 9/11, Americans stayed away because of long lines at international bridges amid tighter security. Others were scared off during a wave of drug violence that killed business at many iconic border bars. But not the Kentucky Club, longtime waiter Oscar Chavez tells me.
Oh, nunca va a morir el Kentucky. Tiene mucha historia.
He says the historic Kentucky Club will never die, as the jukebox plays a song about another famous watering hole that closed, El Noa Noa. It's immortalized by the legendary Juan Gabriel, who got his start singing at that famous bar on this same street. I'm Angela Cocherga in Ciudad Juarez, Mexico.
Along with next week's possible Starship test flight at Starbase on Tuesday, the city of Brownsville is preparing to launch a week of cosmic celebrations highlighting education, tourism, and science, all while showcasing the city's vital role in the future of space. The week starts with a possible Starship test flight at Starbase on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, the community is invited to the Space Symposium at Texas Southmost College's Set B Lecture Hall from 4:30 to 7 p.m. Next Friday, the excitement moves to the heart of the city for Space Fest in downtown Brownsville from 6 to 10 p.m., featuring music, food trucks, and hands-on activities. The week will conclude next Saturday with Titans of Space at the Children's Museum of Brownsville from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And in sports, University of Houston Victoria senior Joshua Van der Waals wrapped up play at the 2025 NAIA Men's Golf National Championship yesterday. The South African shot a second consecutive 76 for a two-round total of 152 at TPC Deer Run, which put him on the wrong side of the cut line for the tournament's final round today. Despite tough play, he closed the final 6 holes of the day at 1 under, but could not overcome 4 bogeys and 1 double bogey in a bid to move up the leaderboard. Van der Waals closes his collegiate career with 4 wins, 8 top 10 finishes, and an All-American honor to his credit. And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Have a wonderful and safe Memorial Day weekend. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.